The adoption process is a bittersweet one as there are many complicated feelings. For the biological parents, it is never easy to have to hand over the child that you've created. While there is nothing wrong with this decision, it can still cause heartbreak. What if I made a mistake? What if they would have had a better life with me? What if their new family doesn't raise them well? The questions are endless when giving away a child, but usually when the decision has been made, it is for the best. The adoptive family contains the sweet part. Nothing is more beautiful than adopting a child in need into a loving home. Depending on the age of the child, it may take a while for them to warm up to their new family, but overall, the process is beautiful. The other difficult part of the situation is the wonder that the child may have throughout their life. No matter how great the adoptive family is, most adopted children start feeling curious at some point in their life. Whether it be when they find out they were adopted or even as an adult, the mystery will usually creep up. In some cases, people like what they find. Maybe they decided to reach out to their biological family and ended up developing a nice relationship with them. Perhaps they found out why their family decided to give them up for adoption, and it eases their mind. The other difficult part of the situation is the wonder that the child may have throughout their life. No matter how great the adoptive family is, most adopted children start feeling curious at some point in their life. Whether it be when they find out they were adopted or even as an adult, the mystery will usually creep up. In some cases, people like what they find. Maybe they decided to reach out to their biological family and ended up developing a nice relationship with them. Perhaps they found out why their family decided to give them up for adoption, and it eases their mind. In other cases, searching for a biological family might be heartbreaking. Sometimes things are better left unknown, and digging them up is only going to hurt. Maybe a family member has passed away, done bad things, etc. In one case in particular, a young woman was adopted as a toddler. She lived an incredible, fulfilled life with her wonderful, loving adoptive family. However, like most adopted children, she started to ask questions when she was 16. What she discovered about her biological family left her in tears. She never could have expected her life to take such a turn. In 1987, Jennifer Bricker was born in Los Angeles with no legs. When Jennifer's birth parents realized she didn't have legs, they had a tough decision to make. Knowing that having a child with no legs would be costly and time-consuming, they decided to place her for adoption. Fearful that no one would want to adopt a baby with no legs, the adoption agency prayed to find a safe and happy home for her. Finally, when Jennifer was 3, Sharon and Gerald Bricker adopted her into their family with their 3 sons. Her destiny was chosen. Jennifer's childhood was absolutely wonderful. Her adoptive parents were the best parents she could have asked for, especially with her condition. They always pushed her to be the best she could be and kept her as confident as they possibly could. They never could have imagined what was in store for them. From a very young age, Jennifer was extremely interested in gymnastics. She was fascinated by Olympic gymnastics and found her top role models through the sport. Because she didn't have legs, her parents were devastated that she could not pursue her favorite sport. This was, however, until the unthinkable happened. Jennifer did not want to let her absence of legs stop her from pursuing her dreams. At the age of 5, Jennifer began practicing her flips and jumps on the family trampoline. After plenty of unsuccessful attempts and with the help of her father, she began to get the hang of it. Jennifer went on to join a gymnastics team and quickly perfected her acrobatic skills. Soon enough, she was part of a competitive team. Against all odds, Jennifer was actually one of the top gymnasts in her area and won many medals and awards. Surprisingly, her life was bound for even more excitement. Everyone was absolutely shocked at how talented and hardworking Jennifer was. Not only was she a top gymnast, but she soon began playing other sports as well. Jennifer played softball and basketball with the rest of the kids, and she was great at both. It was clear from a very young age that Jennifer was really something special. Through all of Jennifer's accomplishments, including being crowned Power Tumbling Champion of Illinois at age 11, she built extreme confidence and power. It was very apparent that Jennifer was living her best life thanks to her adoptive parents' love and support. Despite all of this though, Jennifer was still curious about her past. Jennifer never focused on her biological information as a child because she was so content with the family she was brought into. However, when she was 16, she thought it was time to ask her parents about where she came from. Their answer turned her entire world upside down. When Jennifer's parents opened up to her about her biological family, she was in shock. Suddenly, her whole life changed with one piece of information, the most important piece of information she would ever receive. Jennifer could not believe that her parents were able to keep this from her for so long. Jennifer was quoted saying, "I asked my mom if there was anything she knew about my biological family that I didn't know, so she goes and gets this big folder just full of papers, and she says, 'You're never going to believe this, but your biological last name is Masianu.' I knew exactly when she said that my childhood idol was my sister." Jennifer continued to say, "I always had such a connection to her. Immediately, I saw myself in her. She was small and I was small. I knew she was Romanian. I was Romanian. She had that spunky little personality just like me. As a child, I just related to her. I just saw that we were one and the same." Dominique Masianu, an Olympic gold medal gymnast, had always been Jennifer's role model. Then, at the age of 16, Jennifer found out that her idol was actually her biological sister as well. It seemed like a dream to her, and she knew she had to reach out. It took Jennifer 4 years to finally have enough proof to confront her long-lost sister. When she finally had all the documents gathered, Jennifer wrote a letter to Dominique. She explained the entire situation and even wrote that she was willing to get a DNA test to be sure. Jennifer wrote to Dominique that she had recently seen a photo of her sister, Christina, and she could not believe the resemblance that they shared. All of her friends and family agreed that Jennifer looked identical to Christina. Jennifer went on to say that she feels as though she has already wasted too much time not knowing her sisters. Dominique Masianu ended up responding to Jennifer with a phone call. She was ecstatic to hear from her and was looking forward to their future relationship. Now, the three sisters are making up for lost time, and Dominique is extremely impressed with all that Jennifer has accomplished. Although Masianu was happy to hear from her long-lost sister, she was livid at her parents. She could not believe that they had hidden this secret her entire life. In fact, Dominique actually had a very difficult childhood and sued her parents at 17 for legal independence. Now, Jennifer Bricker is actually a professional acrobat. She has fought against all odds and is currently living her dream. She has been involved with many successful acrobat jobs and even went on tour with Britney Spears. No one could have ever predicted how much Jennifer would accomplish. Her story is a great reminder that anything is possible.